Hi, so I want to talk about hard drive cooling fan options for your computer case. So you'll hear in the background I have a lot of wind noise, and what that wind noise is a tornado blowing through my hard drives, and that's a little bit of an extreme, but I want to contrast that with some of these hard drive coolers that I have and sort of demonstrate to you what is actually realistic and what's not realistic. So first off, let me show you the far extreme with having this tornado here, basically a full-size, very powerful fan blowing into my entire case. So you'll notice here my previous temperatures were actually 44 degrees, 48 degrees for this hard drive, for this Seagate hard drive, and for this Toshiba hard drive, they were originally 38 degrees. So when I put the tornado, what happened was it went from 38 degrees all the way down to 29 degrees, and for this one, 48 degrees down to 30 degrees. So you'll hear in the background there's a lot of wind noise. So that's what is happening, is the tornado is actually blowing over those hard drives. And for this particular hard drive, it's a Hitachi, but this particular hard drive, I have it in one of these removable enclosures. So you'll see it's there's a lot of tight space and not very aerated here. So a lot of heat gets trapped within this enclosure. So for this enclosure, the temperature is actually 53 degrees, and when I put the tornado sort of blowing into the case, it brings it down to 35 degrees, which is a good 18 degrees lower than if I didn't have that fan. Now, obviously, that's a little bit too extreme. You're not going to use this tornado as your hard drive cooler. So what I actually had in two of my hard drives, particular for this Toshiba one, I have this particular one, and I'll have the links to these fans in my description area, so you can get to see what I actually bought and the effects it had on the cooling. So before I had this fan, this Toshiba hard drive, as I said before, was running at 38 degrees. And after I put this fan, it dropped down to 6 degrees Celsius, and it was running at 32 degrees. So that's the difference here between having this hard drive fan, this particular hard drive fan, and not having it. Now, the other fan I bought for my other hard drive is this particular one. And this particular one was, in the past, I had this at 48 degrees without this hard drive fan. And after the hard drive fan, it brought it down to 44 degrees. Now, in a lot of articles, you'll read that the temperature does not make a difference. Now, that's actually not true. So, temperature does make a difference. So in a Google study, they showed that as temperatures approach 50 degrees Celsius, as I have on this hard drive, the hard drive will start to fail at 50 degrees Celsius. So that's sort of the danger point. Now, a lot of studies show that hard drive temperature is not an issue because they're testing it basically in data centers where the climate within the server rooms are probably 27 degrees Celsius, or kept at, maybe 70 degrees, versus here, they're upwards of 80 degrees, even with my tornado blowing, or even near 100 degrees. So keep that in mind that, for enterprise server rooms, or rooms where they have climate control and they have it controlled at 70 degrees, obviously they don't see too big of a difference with their hard drives as far as the range of temperatures, whereas for us consumers, we really have a lot of discrepancies between our room temperatures in the winter and in the summer. So one of the dangers is that your hard drive approaches 50 degrees. So once again, for this particular fan, I lowered my temperatures 4 degrees Celsius, being that it was used to be 48 degrees and now it's 44 degrees. And for this particular fan, I had it at 38 degrees, and I lowered it 6 degrees Celsius. So I'll have these links in my description area, and I hope you'll get the same results. So you know, it did help me out, and I do feel a little bit better and safer about my hard drives. Now, you know, with the Vornado here, I've brought these temperatures down a good 14 degrees. And this one only came down 3 degrees, while this one came down a good 14 degrees. So that's actually very impressive. But obviously, I will not have this fan constantly blowing. It was just a little bit of experiment for me to see, you know, to what extreme would I have my hard drives cooled if I actually had a very powerful fan versus you know, one of these dinky hard drive fans. So, all right, that's really it, and I hope it helped, and thank you for watching.